You've been holding on to a version of yourself that keeps you small. It's a version of you that listens to doubt, to fear, to uncertainty. It's a version of you that has never quite stepped into its own power, that has never quite believed in its own greatness. The familiar voice inside your head says things like, "It's too late for me," or "I don't have what it takes." You've gotten used to the stories you tell yourself, and every time you tell those stories, you stay where you are, stuck, stagnant. But here's the truth. Those stories aren't you. They are merely the ghosts of a past you thought you had to keep. It's time to shed that version of you, the one that never fully believed, the one that played it safe, the one that waited for permission. Imagine just for a moment who you would be if you stopped listening to that version of you. If you could silence the whispers of limitation and step into something greater. What if you could feel the power of that new version of you, waiting to emerge? There is no perfect time to become who you are meant to be. That moment doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is now. The only thing standing between you and the next version of yourself is the decision to let go of who you've been. When you step into your true power, you stop waiting for life to give you permission. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop doubting your potential because you realize it's always been there, just waiting to be unleashed. Think about this. You are the sum of the choices you've made up until this moment. Every decision, every action, every thought has shaped who you are right now. But just as your past choices created the version of you that's holding you back, so too can your future choices create the version of you who is unstoppable. The difference is, the version of you that's holding you back, the version that plays small, doesn't realize it's just a choice. And right now, that choice is in your hands. This is a turning point. This is where you stop being a spectator in your own life and start becoming the author. The script you've been following. It's time to rip it up. That script is outdated, limiting, and doesn't serve you anymore. You are about to rewrite your story. The version of you who's held back, who's been afraid to step into their potential, needs to be shed. That version of you can't exist in the world that's about to unfold. That version can't survive in the new identity you're about to step into. You see, your identity isn't something that's fixed. It's fluid, constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly shifting. Right now, you have the power to decide who you are, who you will become, and how the world will experience you. This isn't a waiting game. This is the moment where the shift happens. The version of you that doubts is not stronger than the version of you that believes. The version of you that fears change is not more powerful than the version of you that craves transformation. Every time you hesitate, every time you doubt, you're feeding into a narrative that isn't even your own. What if you could stop playing small? What if you could stop clinging to the identity that no longer fits? What if right now you made a decision to leave that version of you behind? This is not just about action. This is about identity. Identity isn't something you have. It's something you become. It's not about who you've been or who you were raised to be. It's about who you decide to become today, right now. You've heard the phrase, "fake it until you make it," but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about becoming it, aligning with the version of yourself that you know is inside you, the version that's always been there, but has been held back by old stories, old fears, and old ways of thinking. The version of you that doubts your potential isn't real. It's a conditioned response to the world around you. It's a survival mechanism that's been ingrained in you over time. But you can break that pattern. You can shift that belief. This is the moment where you stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for others to see your potential. You stop waiting for someone to tell you you're ready. Because you already know. Deep down, you've always known. You are ready. The old version of you may be comfortable, but comfort doesn't create change. Comfort keeps you small. Comfort keeps you stuck in the same cycles, in the same stories, in the same limitations. The new version of you, that's the one who takes bold risks. That's the one who faces challenges head on, who doesn't flinch in the face of adversity, who doesn't wait for conditions to be perfect. The new version of you knows that discomfort is where growth happens. That's where transformation begins. Right now, you're standing at the edge. It's the edge of everything you've known. It's the edge of the version of you that's held you back, that's kept you small, that's kept you comfortable. You can't hold on to both versions. You can't carry the baggage of who you were and step into who you are meant to be. One must die. This is the reset. This is where you declare once and for all that you will no longer be limited by the version of you who is afraid to grow, afraid to leap, afraid to shine. You are stepping into your greatness now. You are shedding the old identity, the one that has held you back, and embracing the new version of yourself, the one who believes, the one who takes action, the one who no longer waits for permission. This is it. The old version of you is no longer welcome. It's time for the real you to emerge. And the first step is realizing you've already made the decision. You've made the decision. Now it's time to change your belief system. You've decided that the old version of you doesn't serve you anymore. But the next step, it's about rewiring the very foundation of who you are. Your subconscious doesn't care what's true. It listens to what's repeated. It doesn't differentiate between fact and fiction. It only knows what you tell it over and over. This is where the real transformation begins. Imagine this: you could change your entire life simply by changing what you repeatedly say to yourself. It sounds simple, but don't underestimate the power of repetition. You've been telling yourself the same stories for years, stories of fear, of doubt, of limitations. And because you've repeated them, your subconscious has accepted them as your reality. But now, you have the power to reverse that. Autosuggestion is a tool. Napoleon Hill wrote about extensively in Think and Grow Rich. He saw how Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Charles Schwab used autosuggestion to shape their minds and create their empires. These men didn't just hope for success, they programmed themselves for it. Ford didn't invent the automobile by sitting around and hoping he could. He believed in his idea so deeply, he made himself believe it was possible, even when the world told him it wasn't. Edison didn't invent the light bulb because he had all the answers. He repeated his belief in success, repeated it until his mind accepted it as truth. Freud didn't become a steel magnate by accident. He conditioned his mind to see opportunities where others saw obstacles. What you must understand is that the mind doesn't care about what's real or possible. It only cares about what you tell it. Every time you say, "I can't," your mind believes you. Every time you say, "I am not good enough," your mind internalizes that. But what if you turned that on its head? What if every day you repeated the phrase, "I am limitless, I am powerful, I am destined for greatness"? The repetition is key. Repetition tells your subconscious mind what to believe. It's like programming a machine. The more you repeat something, the more your mind starts to align with it. The more you believe something, the more your actions reflect it. Here's the thing, your mind is always at work. It never stops. So why not make it work for you? Why not consciously feed it the beliefs that will propel you forward, instead of the ones that keep you stuck? You've already taken the first step. You've decided that you're no longer going to play small. Now every single day, you need to repeat your new identity, your new belief system. Don't just think it, say it out loud. Speak it with conviction. Speak it like it's already true. You see, your mind can't differentiate between truth and belief. What you repeat often enough becomes your reality. Start your day by affirming your new identity. Speak out loud. I am powerful. I am limitless. I am deserving of all the success that is coming my way. Say it like you already believe it. Say it like you already are. Your subconscious is listening and it's taking notes. In the beginning, it may feel awkward. It may feel like you're lying to yourself. But trust me, this is the process. The more you repeat it, the more real it will become. The more you embody that belief, the more it will shape your actions, your decisions, your energy. Ford didn't just say, "I will invent something." He said, "I will create a car that is affordable for the masses." Every day he repeated that vision until his actions, his choices, his path aligned with that belief. Edison didn't say, "I might discover something new." He said, "I will create a source of light that will change the world." His belief was unwavering. His focus absolute. It wasn't just positive thinking, it was a belief system that drove their actions, that pushed them forward when the world doubted them. That's what you need. It's not enough to simply think, I can do this. You need to believe it so deeply that it becomes a part of who you are. It needs to be you. This is your subconscious mind working for you, not against you. You've been conditioned by past experiences, by old habits, by society's standards, but now you're taking control. You're reprogramming yourself from the inside out, and that process starts with repetition. Every time you affirm your new identity, you create neural pathways that reinforce it. The more you say, I am successful, the more your brain starts to believe it, and the more your actions reflect that belief. Your confidence rises. Your decisions shift. You stop questioning your potential and start stepping into it. But here's the secret. You have to speak it into existence. You have to claim your new identity every day. Not just once in a while, not when it's convenient, but every single day. The power of repetition cannot be overstated. Your words shape your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions shape your destiny. It's all connected. So here's what I want you to do. Stand in front of a mirror tomorrow morning. Look yourself in the eyes and say, I am destined for greatness. I am powerful. I am capable of achieving everything I set my mind to. Say it with certainty. Say it with authority. And when you do, feel it. Let that belief sink in. Let it seep into your bones. Let it become who you are. The truth is, your mind is already programmed. It's just been programmed with the wrong beliefs. But you have the power to change that. You have the ability to rewire your subconscious, to reflect the version of you that you are becoming. Now is the time. Your future is being created by your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. What you repeat every day shapes who you are becoming. And every time you speak those words, you are taking a step closer to the person you are destined to be. Your identity is waiting. It's time to speak it into existence. Every single day. There's a point in every transformation when you must make a decision, a final, unshakable decision. You can't stay in the middle. You can't ride the fence. One identity must die for the new one to be born. You cannot serve two identities. You cannot be the person you used to be and the person you are becoming at the same time. One must go. And the only way forward is to choose fully, completely, without hesitation. This is where the real work begins. You've spent so long holding on to the old version of yourself, even if it's been limiting, even if it's been comfortable. But comfort doesn't lead to greatness. Comfort keeps you stagnant. Comfort is the enemy of transformation. Let go of the idea that you can hold on to both versions of yourself. You can't serve the version of you who doubts and the version of you who believes. One must die, and it must be the old version. This is the law of no fallback. There's no safety net. There's no plan B. There's no going back. When you make a decision this powerful, it's final. It's not something you do when it's convenient or when things are going well. It's a total commitment. Think about some of the most successful people in history, people who changed the world. They didn't hesitate. They didn't waffle. They didn't give themselves an out. They made their decision, and they never looked back. Take Columbus, for example. When he set sail for the New World, there was no turning back. There was no I'll try it for a while, and then see. There was no let's wait for the right conditions. He made the decision to set course, and everything else followed that commitment. Ford made the decision that the automobile would not be a luxury for the rich, but something accessible to the masses. That vision, that belief was so powerful, it became his identity. It became the driving force of his every action. When Thomas Edison set out to invent the light bulb, he made a decision that there would be no fallback, no retreat. He didn't have a backup plan. He wasn't hoping for success. He was decided. His commitment was total, and so must yours be. The moment you make the decision to shed your old identity, to leave behind the version of you that has held you back, everything begins to change. It's like flipping a switch, but that switch isn't something that can be turned on and off based on how you feel today. It's a permanent change, a real decision, a declaration of who you are and who you're going to be from here on out. You may have heard people say, you have to burn the boats. What that means is once you've made your decision, you leave no room for retreat. You don't allow yourself the comfort of going back. You don't give yourself a way out. This is all in or nothing. The moment you burn your boats, you put your stake in the ground. You say, this is who I am now, and I'm not looking back. There is no going back to who I was. I'm moving forward no matter what. This is the power of commitment. This is the difference between wishful thinking and action. You can't get to the next level by being half in. You can't expect radical transformation if you're still holding on to the old version of you. The decision to burn the bridge is the moment you let go of all doubt. It's the moment you decide that there's no other way but forward, no matter the challenges, no matter the obstacles, no matter the setbacks. Take a moment now and think about the decision you need to make. The old version of you is no longer serving you. That person is holding you back. That version of you is in the way of who you are becoming. So ask yourself, will you continue to let that version of you control your life, or will you decide once and for all that you are no longer that person? This isn't just about thinking differently. This is about deciding differently. It's about looking yourself in the mirror and saying, I've already decided. There's no going back. I am who I choose to be, and I am not afraid. Commit to that decision. Burn the bridge. Let go of the past. Let go of the old identity. Because once you do, you are free. You are free to step into the next version of yourself. The version that takes action. The version that doesn't hesitate. The version that is unstoppable. So I want you to say it out loud. I've already decided. Say it like you mean it. Say it with confidence. Say it like there's no other option. Because there isn't. And when you say it, feel the weight of that decision settle into your soul. You've just burned the boat. You've just eliminated your fallback. Now it's time to move forward. No looking back, only forward. That's the power of total commitment. You've made the decision. You've burned the boats. Now it's time to recognize one of the most powerful forces that will either push you forward or pull you back, your environment. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is not just a saying, it's a universal truth. Your environment shapes you. It molds you. It influences your energy, your actions, and your mindset, whether you realize it or not. This is why proximity to power is crucial. The people around you either amplify your vision or dilute it. They either encourage you to step into your greatness, or they unconsciously remind you of the limitations you're trying to escape. So ask yourself, who is around you? Who are you allowing to influence your thoughts, your energy, your actions? Are these people lifting you up, or are they keeping you in the same small, safe place? This is where the concept of the mastermind circle comes in. Hill spoke of it as a collective of minds, an environment that accelerates your growth. But the most important part of a mastermind isn't just knowledge, it's the energy exchange. The minds you align with affect how fast you rise. When you surround yourself with people who operate at a higher level, you're forced to rise with them. You start to think bigger. You start to act bolder. You start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. And more importantly, you start to feel that there's nothing you can't achieve. But it goes beyond just physical proximity. It's about aligning your energy with people who have an abundant mindset, who see possibilities where others see limits. It's about seeking out those who inspire, challenge, and push you. You need to be in the company of those who elevate you, not those who keep you comfortable or small. If your circle is filled with negativity, fear, and small thinking, that energy will seep into you. You'll start to question your own potential. You'll find yourself doubting the very dreams you once believed in. But when you align with people who are committed to growth, who are committed to seeing the best in themselves and others, you begin to align your own actions with that higher vision. Think about the people you admire most. Do they settle for average? Do they surround themselves with those who keep them in their comfort zone? No, they've surrounded themselves with people who challenge them, who raise their standards, who demand more from them. The best minds in history didn't rise to greatness alone. They were part of powerful networks, powerful environments. Ford wasn't alone in his mission to revolutionize the automobile. Edison didn't work in isolation to change the world of electricity. These men knew the power of proximity. They knew that they needed the right people around them to help them realize their vision. Now, I want you to think about your own environment. Look around. Who are you spending your time with? Are they reinforcing the beliefs you've just committed to, or are they dragging you back into old habits? Are they pushing you to play bigger, or are they keeping you stuck in the past? This is why you must take control of your environment. Clean it up. And I mean that literally and figuratively. The energy in your space, in your relationships, in your daily interactions, this is what will either empower you or keep you small. If there's clutter in your surroundings, there's clutter in your mind. If there's negativity in your conversations, there's negativity in your thoughts. It's time to eliminate the weak energy. Time to remove the anchors. Time to get rid of the people and the environments that no longer serve your higher purpose. And if you can't physically remove yourself from certain situations, then mentally detach. Stop giving your energy to people who don't deserve it. Stop allowing the opinions of others to dictate your beliefs. You are in control of where you place your energy. I want you to take a moment and think about the people in your life. Who is feeding you the right energy? Who is encouraging your growth? And who is keeping you tied to the past, to limitations, to fear? If the people around you aren't in alignment with the new version of you that you're becoming, it's time to make a change. If they're not on the same journey, if they're not pulling you toward greatness, it's time to distance yourself. Surround yourself with those who have the vision, the drive, and the mindset that you aspire to. Because the more you align with powerful, high-performing minds, the more your own identity will shift toward theirs. You need to create a space where you can grow unencumbered, a space where your beliefs are reinforced by the energy around you. You are a reflection of your environment, and you need that reflection to be one that aligns with your highest self. Declare right now, I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere. Say it, mean it, because this is your reality now. You are the master of your environment. You choose who and what influences your mind, your body, and your spirit. Your environment is your launch pad. So launch. You've made the decision. You've burned the bridges. You've cleaned up your environment. Now it's time to take the next step, going beyond expectations. Most people live at the level of what's expected of them. They show up, they do their job, they meet the bare minimum. They give just enough to get by, just enough to keep things ticking along. But that's not you anymore. You are not here to meet expectations. You are here to exceed them. This is where you separate yourself from the masses. This is where you step into the realm of high performers. High performers don't do what's expected of them. They do what's uncommon. They go the extra mile. They push when others stop. They give more than anyone thought possible. Because it's not about the outcome for them. It's about their identity. Andrew Carnegie didn't become one of the richest men in the world by meeting the expectations of others. He did it by surpassing them. He wasn't just building steel. He was building an empire. His commitment to over-delivery was not a strategy. It was part of who he was. It was woven into the fabric of his identity. Think about how many people would have been satisfied with just meeting the expectations of their job, their family, their community. Carnegie, he went far beyond that. He exceeded what anyone thought was possible, because his mindset was not to deliver good enough. It was to deliver extraordinary. And it's the same with Charles Schwab, another titan of industry. Schwab's success wasn't rooted in doing what others expected. It was in pushing past those expectations and raising the standard for himself. He understood that what you do for others, when done with excellence, will always create massive value, and that value will come back to you. It's not about the applause. It's not about recognition. It's about who you become in the process. You see, when you exceed expectations, you're not doing it for someone else's validation. You're doing it because that's the standard you've set for yourself. This mindset is essential for growth. Excellence is not about the outcome. It's about the habit, the practice, and the commitment to always give more than what's expected. It's about shaping yourself into someone who doesn't settle for mediocrity, who looks at the task at hand and says, I'm going to give more than anyone thought was possible. I'm going to give more than they expect. Take Ford again, for example. When he created the Model T, he didn't just want to create a car. He wanted to revolutionize the way people lived. His work ethic went beyond the expectation. The Model T was supposed to be just another car, but Ford made it affordable, efficient, and accessible to the masses. It wasn't enough to create a good product. He was committed to making it transformative. You see, going beyond expectations isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter, with a clear sense of purpose and identity. It's about not focusing on the outcome, but on the process of constantly becoming better, constantly improving, and constantly raising the bar for what you're capable of. Now, let's take a step back and reflect on what this looks like for you. How do you start exceeding expectations in your own life? It starts with one key decision: detach yourself from the outcome. The goal isn't to get recognition. The goal is to be the person who always delivers more. Focus on your identity as a giver. Don't just do the job, go beyond it. Don't just show up. Show up with a sense of purpose. Don't just meet the deadline, beat it. Don't just fulfill the expectation, surpass it. Every time you over-deliver, you reinforce your identity as someone who exceeds, someone who is extraordinary. Every time you go beyond what's asked, you show yourself and the world who you truly are. This shift in focus will push you to new heights. It'll become second nature to you. You'll stop measuring your actions by what's expected, and you'll start measuring them by the standard you've set for yourself. And the beautiful thing, as you start exceeding expectations, you'll start to attract opportunities, recognition, and success that matches your new identity. People will begin to see you as the go-to person, the one who always brings more, the one who always goes above and beyond. But this is not just about others seeing it. This is about you knowing that you are living up to your highest potential. You are becoming the person you always knew you could be. The person who doesn't just meet the bar, but sets the bar. So I want you to say this aloud. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. Say it with confidence. Say it like it's already true, because it is. Your new identity is one of over-delivery. Your standard is no longer just meeting the baseline. Your standard is to go above and beyond every single time. That's how you shift. That's how you transform. By embodying the identity of someone who is not just good enough, but exceptional. This is the final step, the lock-in. The moment when everything you've done, everything you've committed to, every decision you've made becomes real. Because transformation isn't just about thinking differently, it's about acting differently. Repetition is the language of the subconscious, and your subconscious doesn't care what's true. It only cares about what's repeated. The more you affirm the identity you want to embody, the more that identity becomes you. Every action, every thought, every habit is either reinforcing the old version of you or building the new one. You don't just think it, you do it. You don't just say it, you live it. You don't wait for the change to happen, you create it by acting like it's already done. This is where most people fail. They wait for the circumstances to line up. They wait for the right time. But the truth is, the right time is now. You don't wait for things to change. You change things by the way you act, the way you think, and the way you embody the new version of you. You have to repeat your new identity, your new beliefs, and your new actions over and over until they become second nature. This is the key to rewiring your mind and your behavior. This is the final lock-in. You are now the person who doesn't hesitate. You are now the person who shows up. You are now the person who exceeds, who commits, who grows, who becomes. The key to sustaining this change is in your rituals, the small daily practices that you repeat consistently. These rituals, over time, reinforce your new identity. They make it real. They make it permanent. They create the foundation upon which everything else is built. So start today. Start right now. Look at the rituals you can incorporate into your life that will reinforce your new identity. Speak your affirmations every morning, every evening, until they become the core of your being. Act as though it's already done, because it is. When you act as if something is already yours, when you walk like it's already done, when you speak as though it's already happening, your subconscious begins to believe it. It starts to see that new reality as your truth. This isn't about wishing or hoping. This is about knowing. Knowing that you have already decided. Knowing that the person you are becoming is already here. Repeat this mantra every day. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. Say it with certainty. Say it like it's not just a future possibility, but a present reality. because in your mind it is already real. Every time you face a challenge, remind yourself, you've already decided. Every time doubt creeps in, remind yourself, you've already decided. Every time fear tries to stop you, remind yourself, you've already decided. The more you repeat this, the more ingrained it becomes in your identity. The more your actions start to align with the new you. And when those actions align with your new identity, nothing can stop you. So here's the final question. What will the world see when you walk into the room? Will they see the old version of you? The one who hesitated, the one who doubted, the one who played small? Or will they see the new version? The one who shows up, who speaks with certainty, who walks with purpose. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them an answer. You are the answer. Your actions, your mindset, your energy, they all speak louder than words. Let the world wonder what changed. Let them wonder why you're different. Let them wonder why you're unstoppable. But the truth is simple. You've already decided. Now go out and live like it's done, because it is.